Silo is a series of science fiction novellas, also available as a single novel, by American writer Hugh Howey. Film rights to the story have been sold to 20th Century Fox. Director Ridley Scott and Steve Zaillian expressed interest in the film adaptation. Background: Howey first began the series in 2011, initially writing Wall as a stand-alone short story. He published the work through Amazon's Kindle Direct publishing system, choosing to do so due to the freedom of self-publishing. After the series grew in popularity, he began to write more entries for it. Howey began soliciting international rights in 2012, and has since signed with Brazil. Film rights to the series were sold to 20th Century Fox. Lionsgate also expressed interest. Howey signed a print-only deal for around $500,000 with Simon & Schuster to distribute Wall to book retailers across the US and Canada. Howey retains full rights to continue distributing Wall online himself. Plot: the story of Wall takes place on a post-apocalyptic Earth. Humanity clings to survival in the Silo, a subterranean city extending over 150 stories beneath the surface. The series initially follows the character of Holston, the sheriff of the Silo, with subsequent volumes focusing on the characters of Juliet, Jans, and Mans. An ongoing storyline of the series is the focus on the mystery behind the Silo and the secrets it holds. The Silo's mystery is eventually revealed by the end of Book 5. Books 6 through 8 comprise a prequel to the series. Book 9 pulls the storylines together. Wall, Book 1, Wall initially follows the story of Holston, the Silo's sheriff. Holston spends the novel processing and investigating the circumstances surrounding his wife's death. Holston's investigation of the Silo and the secrets it holds ultimately serves as a catalyst that begins to impact the lives of various characters and sets up the action for the rest of the series. Book 2, Proper Gauge continues the saga, following the unique relationship of Jans, the Silo's mayor, and Mans, her deputy. Their relationship is explored as they pursue a quest that leads them deeper into the lower levels of the Silo, and ultimately brings them into conflict with the Silo's IT division, whose growing authority is revealed. Their journey ultimately introduces them to Juliet, who will play a central role in the following stories. Book 3, Casting Off, the Silo has appointed a new sheriff. Her name is Juliet, and she comes not from the shadows of deputies, but from the depths of the down deep. But what does being a mechanic have to do with upholding the law? And how will she be able to concentrate on the Silo's future when she is surrounded by the ghosts of its past? Before she can even settle in, the whirring gears of the Silo begin to grind anew. Things aren't right. And the people whose help she most needs are gone. If Juliet isn't careful, she'll soon be among them. Book 4, The Unraveling, there is a legend in their past of an uprising, a war they have learned about, but have learned nothing from. Nobody knows what went wrong. Nobody talks about what happened. Such are the Silo taboos. Now, nearly 200 years later, the people of the Silo will get a chance to learn more about that distant uprising. They'll get to start one of their own. Book 5, The Stranded, two people find themselves stranded in worlds apart. One world is crumbling, the other already in ruin. Will their fight to be reunited spell doom for them both and all around them? Or will it bring salvation? Welcome to the exciting conclusion to the Wall saga. Shift, Book 6, Legacy. First Shift is a prequel to the story in the first 5 Wall novels, where the actions that led to the status quo of the world are explained through the eyes of Donald, a young congressman, in 2 different timelines. Book 7, Order. Second Shift follows a few of the characters of Book 6 when they are woken from cold sleep 100 years later to be consulted on some unresolved problems, as well as a young new character in Silo 18 named Mission, where they are experiencing internal fighting which threatens their survival. Book 8, Pact. Third Shift brings a close to the prequel trilogy. It tells the story of the fall of Silo 17, and the transformation of Jimmy into Solo, as well as the continued story of Donald Keene in Silo 1. Dust, Book 9, Dust. Dust is the third and final act in the Silo stories. It brings together the lives of Donald, Juliet and the Other People in Silo 18, and The Survivors from Silo 17. Short stories, these are part of the Apocalypse triptych collection of short stories. In the Air from the End is Nigh, In the Mountains from the End is Now, In the Woods from the End has Come. Reception. A reviewer for Wired praised the omnibus, stating that it clears away the grime of the past and reveals the new truth about change in publishing. Fans have been inspired to write their own scenes, chapters and novels. Comic book adaptation. In July 2013, it was announced that Amazon's new comic book imprint Jet City Comics would be releasing a comic book adaptation of the series. Jimmy Palmiotti and Justin Gray will adapt the story and Jimmy Broxton will create the artwork. On July 9, 2013, Howey released a preview of the comic book's cover on his blog. Bibliography: Wool, Wool, Proper Gauge, Wool, Casting Off, Wool, The Unraveling, Wool, The Stranded, First Shifter Euro Legacy, Second Shifter Euro Order, Third Shifter Euro Pact, Dust, Wool Omnibus, Shift Omnibus. References. External links: official website,